Okay, so now let's do it. Let's see how you did. So in this case, if I have the Latin long, right? So I have these values right here, Latin long, and in the API service, I saw the example, so I could copy this, right? Actually, it's this one right here, because this one is like if I figure out. Matter of fact, by the way, he's in New York. If you want to play with that, but I'd copy this right here, right? Go to a new window. I'm going to move it over here, right? And then I'd grab the lat, comma, long to get, let's see, cool. That's so cool, right? So look at this. If I look down through here, oh, look at that. I see the office and I see the grid. So now I can put it together, right? So I can copy this over to the code. So let's go back to the code now and go, okay, here's the office for Fresno. Go back. 52 and 100. So 52 and 100. 52 and 100. So now what I could do is copy this and see if I got it right. So now I go back to the browser. I'm going to leave this up in case I want to look at it in a minute. Good afternoon. I was just looking for anything that tells me specifically it's Fresno. Features. I think when I was looking at this earlier, I saw something close. It was where the office was in Fresno. I know the weather's right. I was looking at that earlier. Mostly clear. That's awesome. All right, so now we can recreate it. Don't see it jumping out at me. I think it's in here somewhere. But I've done this one before, and I know U.S. forecast base. Oh, actually, we could come back here. We could actually do this, and it would tell us, like if we were to do the office and the grid and the forecast. No, that's what we did. No, that's what we did. That's what we did. Okay, I was just looking for something here that showed us when we did this that it was indeed Fresno. And this is where you start to realize that sometimes it's really hard to look through all of the content to find the piece that you want. Like there's the period. In this case, it would be short forecast, mostly clear. Just taking a moment to look. I'm going to pause and find it. There it is. It was on that original one here where I gave it the Latin long. That's why I wasn't finding it. You know, when I did this step right here, when you look through, and I actually did it again just to pull it, it does show close to Fresno, so that might just be where those specific offices might be. Might be interesting to know where they're at in Fresno, in Calwall out there somewhere. So anyway, now, right, so now that we have it, we can look at our code. So I'm going to come back to my code here, and I see mostly cloudy, which is awesome based on that office and those, what do they call these, whatever they are, the grid X and Y on there. So now the question is, how do we then find the temperature, right? So let's go find now in here, right? This is the points. So the one I want is here. So we could come down through here and we could find where the current temperature is. Looks like it's right here, but that would be for tonight. And I believe this afternoon would be probably close. Short forecast here, temperature 78. There it is. So now we'd want to change this to here, right? You see where I got that? Okay. And then we can just grab that. So we know that in periods it's an array, and in here we want the temperature value. So we just bring that and then say temperature. And of course, depending on when you write this, you're going to have a different result. Success. And look at that. So we're calling it on success 78. That skill is really helpful. I find that to be, it's like learning how to write asynchronous code is good. And then learning how to read the documentation to figure out what do you need to give it. And so I was just spending a moment before I started doing this to see how much of the fetch the next video we're going to do. So I'm going to give that a little more thought, and then you'll see my instruction here. But I think we'll code up some of that. There'll be some of it we can't code because we don't have an API key, and I actually ended up trying to go find some of those. But I think it is still really good content to consume. So look for that content next.